this, but I mean, from your perspective, this is your first spring here too, I guess, but is it fair to call this year two for this defense, even though new coordinator, et cetera?
Yeah, I think it's fair. There's a lot of carryover. We kind of try to, just go through it, fine tooth comb every year, no matter where you are, no matter how long you're there. You try to watch what you did, try to make corrections, try to make it simpler for the players and the coaches to understand. And you have a better understanding after going through it 1 year, how people try to attack us. And then, we're able to make adjustments. So yeah, it's fair to say it's the second year in the system.
As co-defensive coordinator, what does that mean for you, for your job?
It's not a whole lot different. I take care of my position, of course. Whatever Jesse and I, discuss or talk about, just, kind of be on the same page, which has really been the way since I've been here, no matter what your position is or title. It's just like we tell our players, no matter if you're a freshman or a senior, if you have something to say or there's something that's going to make our team better, speak up, do it, actions, everything of that sort. So it's the same way with the coaches. The title just gives me the opportunity to stand in front of you guys as a co-coordinator, but I've always been the guy who kind of speak my mind and find ways to make it simpler for the players so we can go out there and win games. As far as like play calling and all that stuff, Jesse's going to be the main play caller. Will definitely touch base and even now, we talk during practice and change calls and make adjustments together. So it's a united front.
Personality-wise, how similar or different is Jesse compared to Mike?
Well, Mike's a great guy. I really didn't know Mike very long, and he's a really smart football coach. He cared about the players. He was always in here trying to get the right thing done, sacrifice hours of being here, trying to make sure the players are in the right position. And Jesse's no different. He's the same way. He's very smart, very educated, knows the system inside and out, understands the game of football. His dad was the head coach. He's been around football his whole entire life. They're both great guys, and their personalities fit well with mine. And I enjoy working with both of them.
Last year, you and Ron Bellamy worked together pretty close on the recruiting trail, and obviously on the field with him over with the receivers now. Are you guys still working a bit of a tandem on the recruiting trail?
I don't talk to him. Yeah. Of course. So we try to, make sure we split up the Detroit area, and then we definitely, with our position still being, even though he's not in the secondary, we still coach the skill position. And we're always looking for guys that can play both sides because that gives us a more versatile player. I don't try to pigeonhole, he's just a receiver, just a corner. If he can play both, example, Marion Walker, let's recruit him. Let's recruit him together, united front, let's get him here, and it'll help our team some way, somehow. But yeah, Ron and I work extremely close together. That's my brother. I'm always going to be side by side with him.
Speaking of guys who play both sides, what have you seen from Mike Samer still on defense?
Mikey's a dog. I really like Mikey. So Mikey is very instinctual. The learning curve has been very minimal. He's been a pleasant surprise. He's a physical player. He understands the game. He understands his responsibilities. And I think playing on offense has helped him understand how they're going to attack that position, especially like the nickel or the slot. Because then when he goes to the offensive side, he's playing pretty much the same position. So then when he lines up over the nickel as a receiver, he knows how to attack the nickel. So he's getting the best of both worlds, and he's done a great job. He comes in, he tries to learn. He wants to just be the best at any position on the field. So he's doing a wonderful job.
What are your early impressions of Will Johnson?
Will Johnson is a very talented player. He's young. These guys are the freshmen going through the grind that we're doing right now. It's a little, tough on him a little bit, but he's learned how to fight through it. I can definitely see him in the games this fall for sure. I think he'll play his way on the field. He's a very talented young man, and I just want to keep pushing him, keep him humble, but also keep him hungry, give him the opportunity to get on the field, but understand he's got to earn it, which he has no problem doing.
If there was one thing that you guys are focusing to improve on from last year, what would that be?
Definitely more takeaways from my perspective in the secondary. I think that we left too many opportunities out there. There were some critical games, some key games that if we come down with the ball, the outcome could be a little different, or we can separate the margin of victory more. And I want to continue to do that. That's always in my thought process when I'm evaluating defensive backs. It's great seeing them do drills. It's great seeing them tackle. Same thing with the linebackers. But I want to see guys that can go take the ball away in high school because it makes them more natural when they get here to college. Because now we're asking them to think 1,000 times more than what they did in high school and still take the ball away. And if they already didn't have a confidence or a knack at doing that, that's been a little difficult. But that's been the biggest area that we've really tried to address. And also just, continue not to make mistakes. We're in the second year, like you say, in this defense. We ought to be able to be more advanced and start to add more dynamic pieces to the defense. And I see we're